Good evening, gentlemen. It is your boy Sirius, and welcome to my tonight's stream. I know I haven't been streaming in a minute. I've been, chilling, doing my thing, touching grass and shit. But now I'm pretty sure I've found something good to talk about. Found something amazing. Unfortunately, it's just gonna be me today. So prepare to hear my rants because the Great Ghost he has his own stream that's going to be going on in like 15 minutes about technology. So if you guys want to stop by there, go ahead. But right now, I want to speak about current events, things that are going on that is very important and should be very alarming to you guys. And I'm not saying, go ape shit, right? It's not the apocalypse yet, but there's some warning signs that you guys need to pay close attention to because there's a lot of evidence left and right. And I know you gentlemen, you're not dumb. We pretty much predicted this since the beginning of the Russian Ukraine war. Who's truly benefiting from this? Who's actually going to enjoy the spoils at the end of this bloodbath? Because right now, as the saying goes, the first thing to die in war is the truth. You don't know who's telling the truth. You don't know who's lying. Hell, they both can be lying at the same time. Hell, everybody could be telling half truths. Who knows? So, what I'm going to talk about today is just based on what I know and what I've researched. I don't have every single detail, so if you guys want to fill in the blank, let me know because I don't have all the details, but I'm pretty sure I have enough to you know go on my little timeline. We're gonna go down memory lane, uh, all the way up into today, pretty much. But before we begin, let me see who's in the chat. Sergeant Grinch, of course. He's always one of the first people here. Was good. Vitalis, Frost was good. Dax, of course, the one and only. ZK Studios. I have not seen you before, but what's going on? Yukon Striker, Cuban Speed. What's up? I don't think I've seen you either, but hey, what's going on, Euro? Of course, El Said was good. Cuban Speed. He's always the first person. Curly Joe was good. I still don't know how to say your name, but hey, 1776, what's going on, man? Who else am I missing? Am I missing anybody else? I don't think I'm missing anybody else. Oh, this person. Uh Witchfinder Nielsen. What's going on, man? Manitopia, of course, was good. Darren, what's up? D man. What is a man? Good question. What is a woman? Oh shit. So before we begin, I'm gonna do my shield in the beginning because I'm gonna be doing a lot of talking. If you wanna support your boy, there's a link on top of the chat, Cash App /Sirius. Any donation is appreciated if you feel my content is worthy of your investment. Thank you very much. Let us begin. Okay, so we're gonna oversimplify the Russia-Ukraine war. Let's see if we can bring it up right quick. Because we gotta get somewhat of a backstory before we move forward. And once again, if I'm missing any crucial information, let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see this. Put a 1 in the chat. Okay, you guys can see it? All right, cool. All right. So let's go through the little issue that's been going on in this area named Ukraine. So Russia and Ukraine been having some beef, recent beef since 2014, right? They've been going back and forth with propaganda and or people got yeeted. You know, innocent civilians died. There's little battles here and there along the eastern border of Russia, and I think some of the cities or regions like Donbass. I forgot the other city's name, but whatever. That's been going on for around 7 years, right? Since 2014. And that escalated to what's happening today, the Russia Ukraine war, because Russia and Ukraine, they both got their points. So Ukraine is like, oh my God, Russia, they're invading us. Oh my God, hey, NATO, help us. We're just little old Ukraine. We can't do this on our own. Russia is trying to bring back the Soviet Union. Oh my God. And NATO's like, hey, I got you, bro. I got you. Okay, we're gonna help you out. We're gonna do a little proxy war on Russia. We're gonna do that. But Russia's side is like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm just trying to protect myself. First off, Ukraine isn't supposed to be joining NATO in the first place because NATO is going to be right next to my doorstep. Okay, because Moscow is not that far from the eastern Ukrainian border. And what if NATO decides, like, you know what? Let me go ahead and put some type of missiles, long range missiles or artilleries or whatever it is that can reach Moscow or various other infrastructures in Moscow. Russia or Moscow specifically has no time to react. Have no time to react if if Ukraine alongside with NATO decides to attack Russia if Ukraine join NATO. So if you want to compare this, it's like the Cuban Missile Crisis, but instead of the missiles being in Cuba, the missiles are at the Mexican U.S. Mexican border. So that's a similar comparison of what's going on with the Russians' complaints. Like you guys getting too close. You guys are threatening my sovereignty, threatening my people. Okay, because you already know we don't like y'all. Okay, we just tolerate you. And out of nowhere, Ukraine wants to join NATO. I can't let that happen. And on top of that, Russia also claims, alleges, right? It's allegations. Let's just say allegations for YouTube that there are battalions in Ukraine that associates with Bad Man with a Mustache. And I'm sure everybody here knows who Bad Man with a Mustache is. Russia pretty much says that the regime in Ukraine overall is just not good. They're not good people. So, in fact, he's doing Europe a favor. So, I know I oversimplified it, but that's pretty much what's going on between Ukraine and Russia. All right. And that's why they've been in a fight for a little over a year or close to a year. What day is it? Is it the 24th they started the war, or was it the 22nd? Well, around a year. Let's guesstimate. So right now they're going left and right, up and down, blah blah blah. Hundreds of thousands of soldiers on each side has died. I don't know the exact number, but I will say in total, hundreds of thousands of soldiers, mercenaries, etc., has already died within this 1 year. And this is only between Russia and Ukraine. Just imagine when all the other countries decides to join in direct conflict. Ooh, World War III is going to make World War II look like child's play. And we all know this. We all know this. Truth, lie, I guarantee you right now, if World War III began, 80 million will be fucking child's play. 80 million will be fucking child's play. But at the end of the day, right now, in February, I don't think Russia started their second invasion, right? Their second raid. But I heard that Russia is once again overtaking cities that they've lost throughout the year. They're pushing back Ukraine at the moment. And Ukraine is like, oh, Sleepy Joe, help me. Give me more money. Give me more military. Give me your fighter jets. Give me everything. You know, and of course, Sleepy Joe's like, oh, yeah, hey, don't mind if I do. Okay, at this point, I truly believe that Ukraine has some type of dirt on Sleepy Joe. If not on Sleepy Joe, on his son. Because the amount of our tax money is investing in this war that shouldn't even be any of our business is astronomical. Sleepy Joe has to have Zelensky has to have some type of dirt on Sleepy Joe. Has to. Because ain't no way. But at the moment, also they saying Moldova, you see Moldova, southwest, that little country right there next to Ukraine. They say that Moldova currently is in danger of being taken over. And at the moment, Belarus is on standby to join the war if Ukraine wants to get froggy with Belarus. And then I guarantee you, then it's going to escalate to Poland. Poland is going to jump in, and then if Poland jumps in, and then the U.S. is going to jump in, and then, you know, it's just going to hit the fan at that point. But we haven't reached that point yet. We haven't reached that point. But you guys need to understand, already there's hundreds of thousands of deaths in the first year. In the first year. And this is only between two countries and some mercenaries. You don't want to imagine the death toll if World War III goes full throttle. You do not want to imagine a death toll. Mm-mm. But we're done with the overview, right? See, here's what got under my skin of what happened right here. So let's see if I can put it full screen. So this is the biggest slap in the face that I've ever seen an American president do. This is the biggest slap in the face that American president can do. He he pretty much ghosted the country to go meet up with Zelensky in Kiev on President's Day. On President's Day, he abandons the U.S. to go overseas to say, "Hey, guess what? You get an extra $500 million." What the fuck, Sleepy Joe? What about Ohio? What about Ohio? What about East Palestine, whatever you say? What about what's going on in Arizona? What happened in Texas? What happened in Chicago? I think recently there was an explosion in Detroit. Various factories getting destroyed. Mysterious illnesses are killing livestock. Water is being contaminated that it may eventually reach the Mississippi River. So best believe a lot of people are going to get sick. And the first thing you do is sneak on over to your little buddy overseas to give him another half a billion? Like, come on. Zelensky has to have some type of dirt on you. Has to. Because ain't no fucking way a president. I've never seen a president do this before. On President's Day, go to a foreign nation of a war that shouldn't be any of our business, but he got himself involved anyway, and gave this person that already had close to $69 billion of our tax money, give him an extra $500 million of our tax money. Goddamn. While we're getting fucked in our own country, because $69 billion will go very far right now with various projects, with various things that can help homeless veterans, that can help the sick, that can help the handicapped, that can help the education system, that can help. Maybe we should figure out why all of our livestock or all of our crops are dying left and right. No, he's like, yeah, let me just travel halfway around the world and give this man half your money to fuel the war. And here's what really set me off, chat. Here's what really set me off. I saw this today, actually. So I'm going to play this, and then you guys give me your thoughts.
I've been here for the past 5 days. I have not heard any explosions. I have not heard any air sirens until about half an hour ago, right when President Biden was in the center of Kyiv, as Clarissa was just mentioning. Past 5 days, I have not heard any explosions. I have not heard any air sirens until, wow.
So give me your guys' opinion. I want to read it. I'm pretty sure that reporter ain't going to be around for long. Oh, shit. I don't think he was supposed to say that. I don't think he was supposed to say that. Because right now, that shed a very bad light on the United States. What Ukraine is whatever, but the United States, wow. You put on this entire spectacle and gave away even more of our tax money. Holy shit. Holy shit. And don't get me wrong, Chad. I know there's various other evidences that also points to that as well. But this was the most blatant evidence so far. The most obvious. So that makes you want to think, huh? Okay. So if they did this just to, show how strong and how courageous Zelensky is, I wonder how many other times Zelensky did this. I wonder how many other times he played victim on TV, on the news, so he can get more funding from NATO. Oh, Diesel Weasel. Don't get me started on Kamala. I still don't give. I I still don't see how she became vice president. She cackles like a harpy, and she has no idea where she's at or what she's talking about. Every single question that should be taken seriously, she just laughs about it. So she thinks what's going on around the world currently is a fucking joke. But here's a big thing that a lot of mainstream news they're not really talking about it. They're not really talking about it. So Russia had their little speech. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. See, if that doesn't if that doesn't raise some alarms in your head, I don't know what will. Because you guys should already know how good Russia is when it comes to building nuclear weapons. And now it's like, nah, I don't want to follow the rules anymore. What it says is, where is it at? Oh, you bitch, I ain't doing no subscription. Anyway, I'm gonna read this part. Moscow, Russian President Vladimir Putin has said Moscow will step back from the last remaining major nuclear arms control treaty between the U.S. and Russia and vowed to continue the military campaign in Ukraine as the diplomatic gulf widened between Moscow and the West. Yeah, I'm not reading the rest of that, but you guys get the gist. He's like, yeah, fuck the rules. I'm going to continue making nuclear weapons and I'm going to make it stronger, better. Like, you got to think about it, gentlemen. Russia, they so far that we know of, has the strongest nuclear bomb. So now that Russia is like, you know what, fuck the rules. I'm just going to make an even bigger bomb. And imagine these warheads being put on these hypersonic missiles. I'm sure you guys have an idea how difficult it will be to stop hypersonic missiles. And I know that Putin himself cannot use the nuclear weapons like the US. You know, the president could say, hey, you know, shoot those motherfuckers, and bam. They put in the code and, you know, it's the Wild Wild West. But Russia, all the major generals have to agree before the nukes are launched. So it's a different system, but, you know, the same outcome. Mutual assured destruction. So at this moment, the U.S. is being looked at as a joke, as a hypocrite, etc. And it's only going to go downhill from here. It's only going to go downhill from here. And why, you ask? Because I'll show you why. So let's read the title. China rejects U.S. claim it may arm Russia. You know, whether, you know, China is telling the truth or not, that's irrelevant. It's the fact that the U.S. Secretary of State, I don't know how to say his name, you know, Blinken, said Beijing was now considering providing lethal support to Moscow, ranging from ammunitions to the weapons themselves. It is the United States and not China that's endlessly shipping weapons to the battlefield. China's foreign ministry spokesman, Wang Wenbin, said Monday, "We urge the United States to earnestly reflect on its own actions and do more to alleviate the situation, promote peace and dialogue, and stop shifting blame and spreading false information." Is that base, chat? Is that based? Because, in my opinion, you can't throw stones when your house is made of glass. You can't. Because the United States threatened China, saying, hey, China, you better not give weapons to Russia or there will be consequences. You better not do it. And China's like, what the fuck? You're giving you gave 69.5 billion dollars, $69.5 billion and a shit ton of military equipment and ammo to fuel the war. You did not step in and say, hey guys, hey, let's go ahead, let's drink some whiskey, let's smoke a cigar, and let's go ahead and deal with the situation. No. You just like, hey, have fun, kids, and threw a shit ton of weapons and ammunition. That's why China's pissed off. Like, how are you going to demand us to not give weapons to Russia when you are giving weapons to Ukraine? That's not how it works. That is not how it works. So now the U.S., in the eyes of the world, we look like a bunch of fucking hypocrites. Yeah, like we already were, but this is another list, another addition to the list of hypocritical statements that Capitol Hill said so far. Like, hey, you could have easily ended this war. This war wouldn't even have to begin. But look at you, a year later. Hundreds of thousands of soldiers, either Russian or Ukrainian, has died. Who gave them all the ammunition and all the military equipment to do it? So, shut the fuck up, US. Ho ho ho. So, this begs the big question right now. Because at this point, this is a giant dick swinging contest at this point. It's a giant dick swinging contest of who has the biggest dick in the world right now. Who is really benefiting from this war? I know you guys already list the reasons. I say that eventually, somebody already mentioned it, it will be a East versus West war. It will be the Western world versus the non-Western world. There will be a big fight. You know, of course, if we go nuclear, nobody wins. But if it doesn't go nuclear, there will be a big fight for a new world order. There's going to be a big fight on who's going to have the biggest stick, who's going to have the biggest say. And what I'm seeing is right now, it's US with NATO countries versus Russia, China, and Iran. Would you guys agree with that statement? It's pretty much going to be the US and NATO versus Russia, China, and Iran. I think that's what it's going to boil down to. And of course, the fight isn't just within the battlefield. Okay, it's not just in the battlefield. The fight is on all fronts, chat, all fronts. But I'm going to save the infiltration part tomorrow. Me and Gray will be talking about that. We're going to be talking about how China directly did one of the most successful psyops ever. China did one of the most successful psyops ever on the West, along with Russia too, but it's mainly China. Because by the time we go full scale, gentlemen, I highly doubt in a full-fledged war there's going to be people that will be courageous enough, brave enough, or they just don't give a fuck and not fight at all in the West. Because look what's going on. There's a bunch of soy boys and a bunch of masculine chicks, and when shit hits the fan, all that masculine energy from these women goes out the window, and these soy boys are still going to be soy boys. So who the fuck is going to fight? Oh, masculine men, please come fight our battle. The barbarians are at the gate. And these men are going to look at each other like, what the fuck you want me to do? I ain't doing shit. So who's going to fight? Who's going to fight at that point? That's why I say China mainly, I know with the help of Russia, but China mainly did the most successful psyop ever. And what I mean by that, I mean TikTok. TikTok, 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 TikTok. Why am I seeing a bunch of twos in the chat? Oh, y'all with these questions. That's weird. But in all seriousness, TikTok did major damage to the West. Major damage. Facebook was bad enough. Instagram was bad enough. But TikTok was the final nail in the coffin, in my opinion, when it comes to, how you say, the information war. Because look at the people in society today. I'm not saying all of you guys are like this, but a good chunk of society are just a bunch of egotistical, narcissistic, oh, look at me, it's all about me. Oh, you need to love your curls. You need to stop being fat phobic. You can be weak. You can be frail. It's okay to be a little bitch. That's what China wants you to think. That's what China wants you to think. Because like I said, gentlemen, Ukraine is a perfect example. When shit hits the fan and the barbarians are literally at the gate, aka Russia, all of that, oh, rah, liberal, futurist, female, let me have an avocado toast, goes out the fucking window. Now it's life or death. Now the very same people that thought they were hot shit are looking at the men like, oh, please help us. Oh, we just itty bitty women. We just itty bitty females. What do you mean? I'm not feminist. I'm an ex-feminist. And then the men that are able to fight, they just shrug their shoulders like, not my problem. I saw how you treated The very same men when things were going great in society. Now you need our help? Shit. Not gonna happen. Just keeping it real. Just keeping it 100. Oh shit. Am I wrong, chat? I don't think I'm wrong at all. Like, it's insane. It's insane how things are falling apart left and right. And we got these bunch of these Gen Zers or these young millennials thinking that everything is all good in the neighborhood. They really do believe that the West cannot be touched. They truly believe that things are great. It's a utopia, and nothing's going on that's bad right now. Let them learn. It kind of sucks. It really does. But we're going to be living through, in my opinion, one of or the most dangerous war humanity has ever seen. I hope it doesn't get to that point. But the fact that we have the capability to wipe ourselves out, shit's gonna be gnarly. People say, "Oh, you're making a big deal. Nuclear weapons aren't that bad." Blah blah blah. Yeah, tell that to the Japanese back in 1945. And that's the most that nuke was the smallest one compared to today. What happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Those were the small ones. And over 100,000 people got evaporated, gone. Zilch, nada. You only see a shadow of where their body was. And then tens of thousands of more Japanese people died from radiation, from radiation sickness. You honestly think that we're going to be good with modern nukes that we have? Oh, you are delusional as hell. Just saying, gentlemen, that's why I keep a very close eye on the news, not mainstream news, right? Because mainstream news, they like to lie like a motherfucker. I try to find as close to the source as possible and see what's actually going on. You have to be aware, because once there's enough warning signs showing, you'll be ready. You'll know when to get the fuck out of Dodge. Jerry C. Nukes get launched. Those who are not incinerated will starve and die due to nuclear winter, killing all life on the planet. Hey, according to these, these new scientists or these know-it-alls, oh, you just over-exaggerating. It's not going to be that big of a deal. I'm like, okay, you're dumb. Why do you think? Okay, gotta have them ask themselves, do you think that Russia would have used nukes by now if they knew that it wouldn't end the world? Do you think the US would have used nukes by now if they knew it wouldn't end the world? I'm pretty sure they would have used nukes by now if they knew it wouldn't end the world. I'm just saying, like use your common sense. Nuclear weapons is is the most powerful arsenal, a weapon in our arsenal. If they knew that all life on the planet would not end, I'm pretty sure that these countries would have been shooting nukes by now. Hey, we gotta face the reality of the situation, chat. That's why I'm here. I'm sick and tired of talking about the same shit over and over. Oh, women this, women that, blah, blah, blah. Women will be the last thing on your mind if the US or Canada or any country that you're located decides to close all borders, close all flights out of here to men 18 to 60 and say, hey, you're going nowhere, grab a weapon, and you're going to fight to the death. Women will be the last thing on your mind. Gotta pay attention to the bigger stuff, gentlemen. The bigger stuff that's going to affect you. That's where I believe red pill is supposed to be as well. Recognize the reality for what it is, and then learning how to navigate through this reality. Because it's unfortunate, gentlemen. It's unfortunate. Shinobi one, don't be such a doom and gloomer. This is just the beginning. The grand catastrophe is still coming. It's only gonna get harder. And yes, we will die. Yet we can step into the next era of mankind. Yeah, if there's any mankind left, Shinobi. That's what I'm trying to say. If there's any mankind left, we gotta think about this. Between the US and Russia alone have at least around 12,000 nukes. Imagine all of them going off at once. Yeah, you can be optimistic, but you gotta face the reality for what it is. You guys saw how much damage those little itty bitty nukes happened with Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Look at the fucking nukes we have now. Do you go ahead, do your research, and tell me, oh yes, mankind will live and see another day. No, not if all those nukes shoots off. I'm telling you right now. Manitopia. Yeah, Japan is still here. Yeah, because of those itty bitty nukes. Itty bitty tiny nukes compared to today. Some tribe in the Amazon will survive far from Brazil's big cities. Well, they did say that maybe some places in Africa will survive. Maybe. Depending on where the nukes land, but the nukes will mainly be hitting, of course, the United States, Europe, Russia, China. But if you're far away from those type of things, you maybe. That's as optimistic as I will go. That's the highest I'll go when it comes to chances. But like I said before, we don't got itty bitty nukes anymore. We got big boys. This shit is no fucking joke. And guess what? We got 12,000 of them. Sure, not all of them will be operational, but a few thousand will be enough to fuck up everything. So, yeah, of course, enjoy your life now. I'm not saying, oh, I'm gonna, lay in my bed and be a depressed piece of shit. Oh my God, I hate my life. No, that's not what I'm saying. Hey, do what you gotta do now. Of course. Like, because once again, what's happening right now is beyond our control. Unfortunately, it is beyond our control. That's why we have a lot of MGTOW in this space. Because it's like, well, fuck it. There's nothing I can do. I guess I'm going to go ahead and do my own thing. So go ahead and do your own thing. But we are not going to ignore reality. If shit pops off when it comes to nukes, it'll be a fucking miracle if mankind survives. Let's keep it 100. There I am. And Jerry C, yes, you are correct. You're correct. People truly underestimate how powerful today's nukes are. They truly underestimate it. But like I said before, gentlemen, this is where I see the war getting to, right? It will eventually, right? Unless there's some fucking miracle that happens, it will eventually get into World War III. And the quote unquote new Axis powers are going to be Russia, China, and Iran. I'm sure India will stay neutral because India, they love to stay neutral unless it's about their borders with China. But for the most part, they stay neutral. So it can go either way on who India decides to back. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, a bunch of prideful old men who got butthurt are causing millions to die. It's been happening for a long time. This is nothing new, but at the same time, it hasn't this type of situation never happened on this magnitude. Never happened on this magnitude where billions of people will be involved. Billions. I'm reading you guys' comments because I want to see what you guys got to say about the whole Ukraine Russia thing and my little speech. Because like I said, this alone is like, this is going to get interesting, very interesting. Oh, wait, yeah, wait. That's a big thing. The hell, who put the World Economic Forum in charge? Like, who the fuck are these people? I don't even know who they are. They're just a bunch of random people out of nowhere talking about, oh yeah, we should make the world do this. Oh yeah, the world should eat crickets. Yeah, maybe we should plant some chips in people's heads. Like, who died and made you in charge? It was the WEF or the CDC. I'm pretty sure it's the WEF. There's some hats. Okay, I get what you're trying to say. That makes a lot more sense now. But once again, pretty sure this is my second show of the night. If you want to support your boy Sirius, link on top of the chat, Cash App /Sirius. Any donations appreciated. If you feel I am worthy of your investment, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. So, to be honest, I'm going to be doing a lot more research on the World Economic Forum because honestly, I don't really know who they are per se or what their role is. But based on what I've seen, they act like they're world leaders. I mean, not world leaders. They act like they're fucking dictators. They act like they're their own governments controlling other government. It's weird. Pretty much, they act like they're the world government. I'm like, huh, okay. For 54K, you can sit in on the meeting. I wouldn't pay 54K to save a sibling's life. Fuck all that. Oh shit. But at the end of the day, gentlemen, like I said before, yeah, you may not like what I have to say or my opinions when it comes to all this doom and gloom news, but you as a man, unfortunately, you have to be aware of what's going on. You have to be. Because guess who they are going to go after first when shit goes crazy and shit hits the fan? Who do you think the powers to be are going to go after first? They don't want any opposition. Just saying. I don't. I'm. How you say? I don't want to drag out the stream talking about random stuff. So I'm gonna hold off this conversation because I'm not really done with this conversation per se, but I am going to tie in this conversation to tomorrow's conversation about how the United States is decaying from the inside out. The adversaries knew that, hey, we can't straight up invade the US. So let's do a little bit of psyop and destroy them from within. I'm gonna make sure to have Gray in there. Also, I am in the talks with TFM. I'm gonna see if I can get him on sometime this weekend because I have a couple of topics for him as well. So that's it for me. That's a cool 1 hour. You know, quick to the point. Don't want to waste you guys' time. So it's your boy Sirius. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick stream, but very informative. And thank you everybody for having participation. You guys are having your own little voting process in the chat. That was kind of weird, but hey, it works, right? But I will see you in Black Rams live stream or the Gray Ghosts live stream. But I am out. Peace.